Today we're going to have a language lesson. This is the language of cooking on Shabbat. We're going to learn many new terms, and even if you don't remember them all, that's fine. As long as you are aware of the terms and you have a basic understanding of what they mean, that way once you see them again, hopefully you'll remember them. And we're not going to learn the laws regarding these terms, we're just going to learn the terms themselves. We're going to learn about 4 factors, so remember this. Hot, easy, state, do. What do you do in a hot, easy state? You'll remember it that way. The first question is, how hot is it? And you'll see there's a bunch of Hebrew words next to that. A kli rishon, a kli sheni, a kli shlishi. How easy is it to cook? Is it kali bishul or kashrei bishul? What state is it in? Is it a davar gush, a davar yavish, a davar lach? And what are you going to do with it? Are you going to be mavashal? Are you going to do bishul or afiyah, or bishul achar afiyah, or afiyah achar bishul? We're going to learn more about each one of these 4 topics in the next couple minutes. Let's start with how hot is it?
Levels of heat in regards to cooking on Shabbat. The first level is called kli rishon. That is while the pot is still on the fire, or the pot that came from a fire. The next level is called iroi me kli rishon. That is while it is being poured from a pot that was on the fire. The next level is called kli sheni. That is when it has been poured from a pot that was on the fire into a vessel that is not on the fire. The 4th level is called iroi me kli sheni, being poured from the 2nd vessel. That is while it is being poured from something that was not on the fire. And finally, the 5th is called kli shlishi. That is anything that was poured from a kli sheni.
So I guess you got the point now. The critical words are to remember kli, which is a vessel. Rishon means that it was on the fire, the first, meaning it was the first one connected to the fire. Sheni, which is the second one, which means the one immediately after the fire. And shlishi would be any one after that, the 3rd one. And the other word you have to remember is iroi, which means to be poured. So while it's being poured from the kli rishon, it's called iroi kli rishon. While it's being poured from the kli sheni, it's called iroi kli sheni. There are 5 levels of heat in regards to cooking on Shabbat. The first level is called kli rishon, which means easy. That is while the pot is still on the fire, which means or the pot that came from a fire. Cooking. So the next level is called iroi me kli rishon. For example, that is while it is being poured from a pot that was on the fire. And they'll start to cook. The next level is called kli sheni. That is when it has been poured from a pot that was on the fire into a vessel that is not on the fire. Which is difficult. The 4th level is called iroi me kli sheni, being poured from the 2nd vessel. That is while it is being poured from something that was not on the fire. And finally, the 5th is called kli shlishi. That is anything that was poured from a kli sheni. And kasha. Our next topic is, what state is it in? And if you're thinking Florida or New York, you've got the wrong state. What we're talking about is the physical state. Is it a liquid? Is it solid? Is it something which is dense? So the first word you have to know is davar, which is a thing. Lach, liquid, a liquid thing. Or davar yavesh, a thing which is solid, a solid thing. And finally, davar gush, which is a dense food. And the reason that's important is something which is dense doesn't lose its heat quickly. So it can stay hot for a long period of time. Something like a potato, or food inside of a cholent, or maybe even a matzah ball, would be considered davar gush, something which is dense. Finally, and this is a little bit more complicated, is what are you actually going to do with it? Are you going to bishul, cook? Are you going to be mavashal it? Are you going to be ofe, afiyah, which is baking? And where it becomes more difficult is where it's bishul achar bishul. Imagine if you already had something which was cooked. For example, pasta. And then you decided to put it into something hot, which is going to cook it again. Well, if it's already cooked, it's called bishul achar bishul. Or something which is baked. For example, bread. If it's already baked and you put it back in the oven after it's completely baked, for example, to toast it, maybe. No, not a good example. That would be considered afia achar afia, baking after baking. Now, where it becomes much more of a problem is where you have bishul achar afia. You take something which has been baked, for example, bread, and you put it into your soup, in which case it is now being cooked after it's already been baked, and that is definitely not allowed. Or afia achar bishul, taking something which has been cooked already and putting it into the oven, in which case you're doing a completely different type of activity with the thing that has already been cooked. Now, we're not actually going to learn the laws about any of these four categories at the moment. All I want you to understand is the difference and to know the words. Bishul achar bishul, afia achar afia, bishul achar afia, or afia achar bishul.